Boa noite a todos. É um orgulho muito grande vocês virem aqui ao nosso evento do ano 25. Esse ano estamos muito felizes por ter entre nós, talvez o pensador mais completo sobre os impactos da revolução digital na economia e nos negócios. Ele é consultor, professor, autor de 14 livros sobre a revolução digital. Com vocês, Don Tapscott.
Because of a revolution in communications and a profound change in demographics, a social upheaval and revolution, and some profound changes to the global economy, I'm convinced that most of what we know about communications and marketing is wrong. Welcome to the age of wiki revolutions. Because of social media, it's not just the transaction costs of innovation and wealth creation that are dropping. The costs of transactions and collaboration are dropping for dissent, and for revolt, and even for insurrection. And all around the world, we have a new generation of young people who don't want to be subjects anymore. They're educated, and at their fingertips, they have the most powerful tool ever for finding out what's going on, informing others, and even organizing collective responses. To me, the future is not just something to be predicted, it's something to be achieved. And we can achieve a very different future. But if we're going to do that, we need to understand what the problem is. And the problem doesn't fall within the paradigm of traditional economists. This is not a cyclical change. This is not a business cycle. This is a secular change. This is a disruption. This is a break. I'm convinced that we're at a turning point in human history, where many of the institutions that have served us well for centuries are now in various stages of being frozen or stalled or in atrophy or even failing. Arguably, the industrial age is finally coming to an end. The old media was centralized, it was one to many, it was one size fits all, and the recipients were passive. They were inert. They were an audience. Now we have this internet, which is one-to-one and many-to-many, and it's not centralized. It's highly distributed. And people out there are not an audience. They're the actors and initiators and participators. They are the agents of media. And this is creating an extraordinary period in human history. This new medium has this awesome neutrality, and it will be what we want it to be. As one youngster said to me, if the news is important, it will find me. The printing press gave us access to the written word. The internet gives us access to the intelligence contained in the crania of other humans on a global basis, real time, 365 days of the year. This is creating nothing less than an age of networked intelligence. It's not an information age. It's an age whereby we are connecting our crania. The old web, you surfed the internet. The new web, you surf reality. The physical and digital worlds are coming together. So these are part of the huge changes. The internet is not a platform for the presentation of content. It's a platform for collaboration. That's point number one. Point number two is this technology is intersecting with a demographic revolution. Collaboration, as opposed, they don't want to be an audience. They want to be actors. It's a generation that likes to have fun. 62% of them said having fun with a product or service is as important as what the product or service does. You're in financial services. How do you get to have fun with a mortgage? You know? It's a generation of speed. They want things to happen fast, and a generation of innovators. So you need to have innovation based into your marketing campaigns. Now you put those two together and you get a third big change, and that's a social revolution. Don't have a website. Websites, they're such a .com idea. Now I'm exaggerating, okay? I'm pushing you here. Of course you need a web presence, but don't think of it as a way of publishing information about yourself. Think of it as a platform to engage. Marketing 101. I don't know what you learn in Portuguese, but in English, it's called the 4 Ps of marketing. Product, place, price, and promotion. Well, these are no longer a valid framework to talk about marketing. Rather than products, we need to create experiences. You buy coffee on a commodity market from Colombia, and when the seller of that coffee gets about 1/20th of a cent for a cup of coffee. It's a commodity. You put that into a good and you sell it in a store, you can get 7 cents for the same coffee. You get someone to make it. It's called a service. You get 85 cents for the same coffee in a coffee shop. You put some foamy stuff on the top, call it Starbucks, create a great cafe with nice plants and stuff like that. You can get $4 for the same coffee, and then you get the ability to download special iTunes in the Starbucks store. I've written a book about the transition from Wikinomics to macroeconomics. The only place you can buy that book is in Starbucks. You create a transformation. People talk about Starbucks being the third place. There's work, there's home, and there's Starbucks.